Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Monday was yesterday. I guess this is Tuesday, so have a good one. Thank you for watching. We'll see you later. No, that's the end of the intro, YouTube, so now I can swear, right? I'm a little bit annoyed, you guys. I'm a little bit annoyed. Another video got demonetized, which I don't really mind. Because, like I said, I don't make much off of this. What I hate is why they get demonetized. And in this case, Monkey got hit for hate speech again. For hate speech. Now, I've explained before, YouTube gives you the option of telling them, hey, I'm going to make some jokes at marginalized groups. Which, for those of you who don't know what a marginalized group, it's anything other than a cis, heterosexual, white male. Everything else is marginalized. So can't make jokes about any of that other shit. You make a little bit of jokes, but very little. After that, it's a crime. So the other day on the feminism one, I don't think they even watched it, to be honest with you. They just saw feminism was in the title and went, no, he was probably mean to the women's. And I wasn't. I feel like I was completely fair to women. I may have made a joke now and then. I may have thrown out a female-centric joke. I don't remember it because I don't remember shit. I say a lot of things. But it certainly sounds like something I would do. So I'm not going to sit here and go, no, I didn't do that. But the overwhelming majority of what I did the other day, 2 days ago, was just talk about facts. Just talk about facts. And I'm getting really fucking annoyed at us not being able to discuss facts, honestly. If you want to change things, you need to be able to discuss facts honestly. Doesn't matter what it is we're talking about. You need to be able to be honest about it. I'm really getting tired of YouTube censoring what I type. You know, Eagle, I don't blame you, and I wish there was something I could do about it. And unfortunately, there's not. I mean, there's other ways to like support creators if you don't want to use Super Chat, but there's no other way to chat with, you know, I mean, I suppose I could be on Discord or something and people could chat in there, but then that just opens up too many different things. I apologize for it, but again, it's not something I can do. It has to be 3 or 4 where you live, Monk. It is exactly 4:04 in the morning here on the eastern side of the United States, which is weird because I live in Michigan. If you look at a map of Michigan, that's not eastern. That's the middle of the fucking country. But for some reason, we're in the eastern time zone. So yeah, 4:04 in the morning, guys. Weather and traffic coming up at the top of the hour. It's really not, but it's fun to say. I don't mind getting in trouble if I actually did something wrong. I don't. I don't. I'm not a perfect person. I don't claim to be. I don't claim that my videos are going to be without swearing and without making jokes about sensitive topics. You know why? Because I think it's funny. And I think we need a lot more laughter in our life. And I hope to God you guys laugh along with me. But I was asked, you know, can you take an honest look at feminism? And that's what I did. Struck. Advertisers won't like honesty, which, you know, in fairness, that's probably true. But Jesus Christ, man. Can you have a little bit of consistency? Just put in there, hey, you're not allowed to make jokes about women ever, the end. You're not allowed to make. I feel like I've made a Jew joke or two that they've let me get payments for. That's interesting, YouTube. Why is it okay for that? Huh? Fucking little shitbags. This one's going to get hit too because I put feminism in the title. But we have to. We got to talk about that stupid fucking article from the New York Times. The one we talked about on Lords of the Night. Because I have more to say. Because it's a perfect example of what we've been talking about lately. What I talk about a fuck ton. But before we get there, as I was setting up the stream, I saw Susan had done a oh, this is a horrible. Oh, pause game monkey. What'd you do to poor Hank Green here? Sorry, I know I'm getting I have like 4 thoughts going on in my head at one time. You guys have to see this and you'll understand why it distracted me. This is Hank Green, for those of you who don't know him. This is a horrible thing to do to him in a pause game. I didn't mean to make him look like that. He had Susan Wojcicki on. And oof. They talk about a lot of stuff. I'm going to go through and watch the whole thing, but I was skimming it. And Hank does this really helpful thing that's actually kind of annoying. I don't know if you can tell. We'll make this bigger. See at the bottom of the screen there, you got these little breaks. And then it tells you up there, dangerous fake health information isn't new on, and it's YouTube. And it's little things so you know what they're talking about when. Isn't that nice? The only problem is it's almost impossible to get it right to the start of these things. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. If it's 4:04, oh shit, I didn't. You guys just heard the alert go off. I forgot to plug in my damn headphones. There we go. If it's 4:04, does your clock say time not found? Ha! I see what you did there. No, it doesn't. It said 4:04. But I like that joke. That's a good one. And thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, guys, remember, Susan is about to come up on the screen. She doesn't like to pay us YouTubers. So you guys are how we're financed, and we appreciate it. And if you can, please hit the like, please share, and toss a penny or two at the old monkey. And we're going to take a look. This is how does YouTube decide what content is credible? And I was expecting to be mad. I was. And then I was mad, but not for the reason I thought I was going to be. Let's take a listen to old. I don't know how loud this is, so if I blow out your eardrums, let me check these. If I blow out your eardrums, I apologize. Let's see.
There's a lot of value there for sure.
Okay, can you guys hear that okay? Is that too loud, too low? Do I need to crank that up a little tiny bit? If you guys don't know Hank Green, this is John Green's brother. They're the Vlog Brothers. I actually like their Vlog Brothers series, but when it comes to them talking politics, this dude is a douche. When it comes to presenters at VidCon, which this dude owns or owned, I don't know if he sold it. I know they were talking about selling it, but this dude is a douche. Sounds fine. All right, here we go. This is Hank asking a really, really long-winded question.
We also know that like we live in an age of information and also of misinformation. One, it's difficult to know.
I don't know if you guys caught that jump cut there. It would have been nicer, Hank, if you just show the whole recording. Don't cut it up to make it look better, because that makes you look like a dirty asshole.
When you're talking with there are credible sources and there are mainstream sources, and those things aren't always like perfectly overlapped. Like we've seen some mainstream news organizations that significantly, for seemingly, I would say, political reasons, downplayed the crisis early, whereas...
Timeout. Did you catch that? There were certain sources that downplayed he's talking about Fox News, but without just saying Fox News. But he says that there were news sources that downplayed the virus early for political reasons. Don't make Satsu get the video, you asshole. Everybody was doing it. Are you saying CNN downplayed the fucking virus for political reasons? The Washington Post, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, USA Today, MSNBC, all of these people downplayed it for political reasons? Hank, you're better than that.
As you might have some people like Dr. Mike who are like, just a guy, but like a credible one who's taking his role as a science communicator and health communicator seriously. He's not a mainstream news source, but he's a credible one. So balancing that, figuring out like
Hank,
how we identify.
Don't do jump cuts in interviews, fuckhead. Especially on your question. Just ask the damn. You know what? You wouldn't have to do jump cuts if you'd learn how to ask a simple question, instead of prefacing it with all of your political leaning bullshit.
Credible pieces of information and what we elevate.
I'm not even annoyed yet, guys.
And what we don't, like, it is not as simple problem, and it does not seem to be a problem that necessarily can be done anyway, but carefully and thoughtfully and manually and slowly. And slow is really hard on the internet, especially when something very fast is happening in the world.
Yes.
Something very fast happening in the world. Let's start with that part. How long has COVID been going on? This is fucking May. This is fucking May. This story blew up back in late January and started to become an actual big story in mid-February. You got to be quick on the internet. I'm not saying he's wrong, but in this case, you're wrong. But all right, what you're asking, Hank, Susan, let somebody with a pretty dick say this in a way that you'll understand better, because that was just a fucking retarded way to ask that question. How do you guys decide? Look, it's right there at the bottom of the screen. He put it as his little content thing. How does YouTube decide what content is credible? That's a very simple question that expresses the idea that you're trying to convey. You don't have to go out there and attack news organizations, as political things without telling us who you mean, you pussy. Should have just said it. Notice he didn't, though. Wasn't that funny? No, but news organizations who didn't cover it necessarily and downplayed it because, maybe politics. Shut up, nerd. Again, I'm not even annoyed yet. Here's where I expected to get annoyed. And I did. But not for the reason I thought it was going to be.
So definitely COVID-19 took us all by surprise, just the speed that it moved, and we had to take incredibly fast action.
The speed that it moved. Now, if you're talking, if you're paying attention, you know what, lady? You should watch Mr. Medicare, because he's been on this shit since. Didn't Medicare start talking about it end of December? You would have been caught up and you'd have known a whole bunch of shit that you don't know already. You would have, because whether you like Medicare or not, he's been on this. He really has. He deserves credit for staying on this when nobody else was talking about it. If you wouldn't kick off people who make your platform money, you silly, simple pain in the ass, maybe, and paid attention to them instead of sucking up to CNN and the mainstream media, maybe you'd know something. Maybe you wouldn't be caught by surprise after it's already blown up. You silly pain in the ass.
Actions as well. But when we look at misinformation, we were able to leverage the work that we've done over the last couple of years. And so that
when we look at misinformation, we're able to leverage the work we've done over the last couple of years.
That has been a huge area of focus for us, and we've built a large number of tools and systems and ranking to be able to handle concerns associated with misinformation.
Okay, let's stop right there and explain what she means. They have the tools to type into and I'm being very simplistic here, guys, just to give you the idea. It's a little more complicated behind the scenes when you're actually dealing with code, but let me put it in layman's terms here. They've been working on algorithms where they can go through and find voice matches for certain words. They can find matches, of course, in titles and descriptions and tags. And then they can slap your bitch ass down for saying things that they think are wrong. They just slap your bitch ass down with a robot. She's talking about using algorithms and stuff to promote the what is it, authoritative? I don't know, that word bothers me. I've always hate authoritarianism, but they love it. To promote those authoritarian voices. And if you're not authoritarian, well, tell us, Susan.
One of them is having policies around misinformation and removing content if it violates the policies that we have. And we've had to remove them if they violate the policies. Susan, by your own words, you should be removing stuff and warning people like CNN. Well, organizations like CNN. They were out there telling us COVID no worse than the flu. They were out there spreading the misinformation that the WHO was putting out.
the WHO has changed their mind since. And we all know you don't have a grandfather program on YouTube, baby. You know it, sweetie. I like the way that necklace looks, though. You're so cute.
Make a number of policy updates associated with COVID-19. The second one is raising authoritative information associated with it. And
I want you guys to listen, okay? Before I have to say it, I want you guys to listen and see if you can figure out what the fuck is pissing me off so much right now.
We have a variety of ways of ranking that information. We work with Google on some of that ranking. And then the third is making sure that if there is content that we see as lower, sort of.
That's her quality, not mine. And you can tell, because see the Susan down there is still nice and bright. I'm just pointing that out because my internet sucks. And for once, it's not me, it's Susan. Susan Wojcicki has shitty internet, you guys. That's kind of funny.
Borderline to our policies, that's something that is less likely to show up in any of the recommendations for our users.
So like when I'm looking for information on YouTube.
That's enough. I want to go back to this part. How does YouTube decide what content is credible? How does YouTube, did you guys hear a fucking answer to how YouTube decides what content is credible? Did you hear her give a single fucking answer to that? She told us how once they decide what's credible, how they use that information. I can't look at Hank Green anymore. Sorry, dude. I don't mean to be mean there, but damn, that's an ugly man. Am I allowed to make fun of? He's a white male. He's not gay. So he's a cis white male. Yeah, I can make fun of him. That dude's ugly as fuck. Anyway, she didn't give us any idea of what it takes to be a credible source with them. That was the question. And this is what it's like to be a YouTuber, you guys. You just got a little taste there, you know? That you don't know that that's a cis male. Yes, I do. He's married to a woman. As far as I know, he's not bi. He's happily married to a woman. He likes the women's. I've watched Hank Green stuff. Anyway, simple question. How do you guys decide what's credible? And granted, it was asked in a asinine, asshole, look how smart I am way. But the question is simple. How do you decide? Is it based on whether or not it's approved by the WHO, for instance? That's whether you like that answer or not, at least that's an answer to the question. We look at what the WHO says. If the content disagrees with that, then we deem it non-credible. That's an answer. I wouldn't like that answer, but at least to be like, all right, bitch, I understand. At least I know where the lines are. But no. Well, we have a number of ways to fuck people that we decide don't fall into the narrative we're trying to tell. That's basically what she said. We have a number of ways to fuck you over. We're not going to tell you how to know if you cross that line, though, because then you might be able to, stay in our good graces and get some of that Jeffree Star money. Oh, it's just so fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. The vagueness, the dodge of the question. Just answer the fucking question. What exactly do you use to decide? Now, she may go on and after he asks his next question and actually answer, but in this section where it's specifically labeled that, it's not there. She doesn't tell us how she decides what's credible. I have a feeling it's very much like Two-Face and Batman. She just flips a fucking coin. If it lands on monkey dick, you're in trouble. I still think she wants me, you guys. I don't blame her, man. I'm a pretty man with a very pretty dick. We're going to move on now because I have other things I want to bitch about today. I have not yet begun to bitch. Sorry, I clapped my hands together. It probably didn't sound good on your earphones. Whoops. Your sinuses are clean now, though, right? I amuse myself, and that's enough for me. Trump's use of malaria drug to combat virus spurs India boom. I don't really care about this headline. It's just that I brought it up to remind me that I wanted to talk about the Trump thing. There are people losing their shit because Donald Trump came out and said he was taking the chloroquine and azithromycin mix. And they're like, oh my God, he can't take this. It killed that old man when they ate the fish cleaner. That woman's a murderer. I'm almost positive. I'm alleging she's a murderer. How about that? The fish tank cleaner woman. I don't give a good goddamn what the president is taking as long as he's talked about it with his doctor and they've decided it's okay. Then I don't give a shit. I don't. They could come out tomorrow and tell me he's taking heroin because his doctor said it's good for him. Be like, all right, you got to. What happened? We're listening to your doctors and making decisions between you and your doctor, and it's nobody else's fucking business. Why is Nancy Pelosi allowed to come out and say that Donald Trump shouldn't be doing this? She's not a doctor. Although she did once admit she practices as a doctor, which, by the way, is illegal unless she has a medical license. I think she was trying to say it in a metaphorical way, but the way she said it did not come out that way. But I'm a charitable man. So I will take it that she's not actually out there writing prescriptions for anybody. But she did come out and comment on Trump's chloroquine usage. She's not a fucking doctor. Where's all the people like, you're not a doctor? What happened to those people? Gamer Valine, thank you. Crazy Eyes, they have a pic online of Fish Lady. I have not seen her, but I imagine she looks very much like some of the ladies. Let me see if I got it right. She's got stringy blonde hair that has obviously been dyed a lot. And she looks like an old smoker. She's very wrinkled and her mouth, it looks like she has false teeth, whether she does or not. I'm just guessing. That's what comes to mind when I think of this lady. If President Trump says or does it, it's wrong according to Dems, Ranting Monkey. Pat, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But this is a personal decision between him and his doctor. Personal decision between him and his doctor. And suddenly, like, wait a minute. I mean, he did announce it, which I guess makes it so you can comment on it. Sure. But why isn't the comment, hey, that's between him and his doctor? That's his right to choose. I saw, who was it? Somebody sent me, Zach Hunt was bitching about Matt Walsh and didn't have the balls to actually just call him out and tag him in it. But he said, if you have a non-abortion related argument and you bring abortion into it at all, I can't take you seriously, or some stupid shit like that, or you've lost the debate, or whatever he said. It's like, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's relevant. When you're out here bitching because the president, oh my God, he's taking chloroquine, he shouldn't be taking that. It's none of your fucking business. His body, his choice. Those are both very valid things to bring up. I didn't make your arguments, you dumb fucks. You did. Don't get mad at me for using your argument against you when you're too fucking stupid to understand it's going to be used against you when you say stupid shit. That's not on me. That's on you. You can't blame me for your dumb. You just can't. I'm only responsible for the stupid shit I say. And look, yeah, I say a lot of stupid shit. So my shoulders are a little overburdened. You can deal with your own shit. Sometimes it helps to just get it out, you guys. I was going to take that somewhere really gross. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's move on. Let's get to the titular article, shall we? And thank you, Ghost Poo and now AAA, for introducing that term to me. Titular article. I like that. I like it. It makes it sound like I'm actually, what's the word I'm working for here? It makes me sound like I'm smarter than I am. I'm not a dumb man, but I'm not very smart. So when I get the chance to use a big word or a big phrase, it makes me feel better about myself. Shit, I just blew out my lighter. I was lighting a candle, you guys. Because you don't smoke on YouTube. They look down upon it. Even though Susan, according to some scientific research out there, it might be better for you in the COVID thing. Anyhow, why do I have this linked up? Okay, I don't need that one anymore. I can shut that down. So the next thing we're going to be taking a look at. Holy shit. Oh, I do need it on this screen. I need a third screen for this show, especially since I don't have a producer. Do. This is from the New York Times, the old gray lady. And no, that is not Nancy Pelosi. It is the New York Times. Believe all women is a white. Fuck. You know what? That'll be next, but let's try again. Believe all women is a right-wing trap. How feminists got stuck answering for a canard. Oh dear God. This whole article, I'm going to pull that. Look at that. I believe. Isn't that so awesome? Isn't that so awesome? I believe. That's so woke. So woke. Shit. This whole article is a rodeo clown. It's a distraction. It is a straw man that this woman picks up and body slams and then shoots 3 times and then sets on fire and then rapes it and then puts it in a barrel and explodes it. It is fucking retarded. The whole thing, the whole article all comes down to one word. I'm not kidding. One word. Y'all ready for this? Whew. Joe Biden has been accused of sexual assault and conservatives are having a field day. It's not fair to put that on conservatives. To be honest, let's be honest, sweetheart. If you're gonna, what's her name? I forgot her name. Susan something, right? Susan Faludi? I don't know. We'll just call her Susan because I can pronounce that. Susan, let's be honest here. The Joe Biden thing didn't blow up with conservatives. That came later. It blew up with Bernie Sanders supporters. Bernie Sanders supporters were the ones who went, excuse me, we have a candidate over here who hasn't been accused of ramming his digits up a woman without her permission. Shouldn't we maybe look at him? Whether or not you like Bernie Sanders, they had a point. That's where that started from. That's where the dog pile against Joe Biden in this came from. It never gets brought up, though. Never gets brought up. Because we got to put it on those right-wingers. A woman with no corroboration beyond contemporarious, accounts, charges a powerful man with a decades-old crime. Doesn't that sound mightily close to Christine Blasey Ford's complaint against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh? No, that sounds exactly like Christine Blasey Ford's complaint against Brett Kavanaugh. It actually doesn't describe the complaint against Joe Biden. It doesn't. Blasey Ford's entire story rested on she told a childhood friend and she told her shrink decades later. It wasn't like she told her the next day or she told her a year later. This was a shrink years and years and years, decades later. In the case here, we know this lady was telling people at least 3 years after she says it happened. Now, we don't know that she was telling people about the finger bang part. Sorry, digitizing. Whoops. We get in trouble for that one. We don't know that she was telling people about the digitizing, but we do know she was telling people that she was sexually harassed in Joe Biden's office. It is in the 1996 divorce papers from her husband. It's mentioned in there. He mentions that when they met, that she had mentioned she was going through that, or that she'd gone through that in 96. That's 3 years later. It's not decades later that she told someone. And unlike Christine Blasey Ford, who can't even prove she ever met Brett Kavanaugh, we know Tara Reade met Joe Biden. She worked for the fucking man. So there are still differences. What you described, sweetheart, Susan, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be too informal. Miss Sweetheart. Sorry. It cracks me. I don't know why that made me laugh. Anyway, what you described is exactly Christine Blasey Ford. It is not the Joe Biden thing, but I get what she's getting at. She's trying to talk about how the Republicans say it, how them publicans say it. Yet this time, many liberals who've championed the hashtag Me Too movement seem skeptical. Gotcha. Yeah. The end of the article right there. Yeah. The end. What else are you going to say? You literally have women out there who are saying, I think Joe Biden sexually assaulted this woman, but I'm going to vote for him anyway, even though I am a supporter of women and Me Too and believe women and all of this nonsense. That is a gotcha right there. And when the press doesn't fucking cover it, that's a gotcha right there. When Democrats ignore it, that's a gotcha right there. When you were all out there doing this against Brett Kavanaugh. Terry Demonis, thank you. Taiwan is part of China. There you go. That should appease the WHO. And so YouTube, enough to cover you accidental. You were accidental wrong thinking like that. Yeah, thank you, Terry. You are a wonderful person to be looking out for me like that. But in fairness, that donation is going to cover more than I'd make on this stream. So fuck them if they still demonetize me. Thank you so very much. It's very kind of you. Tim Graham, executive editor of Newsbusters, quote, where is the hashtag Me Too movement? I'm just going to let you guys read. Fuck me. Okay. Where is the hashtag Me Too movement on this story? What happened to their rigid, believe all women boilerplate? Fox News host Tucker Carlson. The infuriating, the sickening hypocrisy of the media and the professional feminist movement. Believe all women? No, they don't. White House advisor Kellyanne Conway. 3 magic words. Believe all women. I didn't hear an asterisk. I didn't see a footnote. Believe all women so long as they are attacking somebody aligned with President Trump. Believe all women so long as they have a college degree or better or are for abortion in the 9th month. You guys can read along with me. That was her saying that. I didn't fuck that part up. I want credit where due. In fact, believe all women does have an asterisk. It's never been feminist boilerplate. What we are witnessing is another instance of the right decrying what it imagines the American woman's movement to be. Oh, do tell. Oh, do tell, smart Susan. I've read this today. I took a nap, you guys, and Lady Monkey woke me up for dinner. Went upstairs, had wonderful spaghetti. It's one of my favorite meals. So I had some spaghetti, and she made brownies. So I had a brownie, and I came down here and I turned on my Twitter, and this is the first thing I saw. And so I pulled it up and read it, and I got to about here. And this is where my brain started to hurt. So far, other than the fact that she's trying to distract from Joe Biden possibly being a shitty person and trying to distract from women who claim to believe women and yet still support this man. At least the women who say, hey, I believe Tara Reade, at least they're staying with their same principle of I believe women. They're just like, I believe her, but fuck that bitch. You know what I mean? It's so fucked up to me. You're not talking about something minor here, you know? It's not like Joe Biden's accused of stealing a Twinkie from a 7-Eleven back in the 90s. And people are like, no, look, he's a thief. He stole a Twinkie. Now we're talking about sexual assault. You know, I believe him or I believe her, but I'm going to vote for him anyway because Trump is just too bad. And it's better to have a damn near rapist in the office. The fuck is wrong? What kind of morals is that? What kind of morals are those? That spend some mind-numbing hours tracking the origins of believe all women on social media sites and news databases, as I did. And you'll discover how language, like a virus, can mutate overnight. All of a sudden, yesterday's quotes suffer the insertion of some foreign DNA that makes them easy to weaponize. In this case, that foreign intrusion is a word. All. I wasn't kidding you guys. This literally rests, her argument rests on one goddamn word. So let's look at what she's saying here. We can guess the rest. We can read it. Don't get me wrong. We can go through it still, and because I've read it, I know. But you can guess the rest from here. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Of course, Taiwan is part of China. It's not called West Taiwan for no reason. Also, I think Dangerous Spaces is trying to hint that he would be willing to join you, and I appreciate that, but not tonight. I have the one out to Jack, and if he doesn't show up, it's just going to be me this evening. I do appreciate the offer, though, and thank you so much for the donation. If you take, if you take what she said so far, you understand that she's saying feminists didn't say believe all women. She just told us the word that's wrong there is all. Okay, take all out of believe all women. What are you left with? Believe women. Okay. Do you need the all? Do you need the all? That seems pretty encompassing. You're saying believe women, which believe all women is not a leap from there. All insertion was all the rage during the Kavanaugh hearings, when senators from Kamala Harris to Mazie Hirono, oh God, I hate that woman. She's the one from Hawaii that I hate that woman. Anyway, had their regards for Dr. Blasie's credibility elevated by Fox News pundits to universal gender credulity. Their actual words, I believe her, became believe all women. That's literally the hashtag. Former Fox News contributor Morgan, I don't know how to say that, Ortegas? Yeah, said in February 2019. There's a great search function on Twitter that you can search the hashtag believe all women. For those of you who don't believe that's what the Democrats had in the case of Kavanaugh. Is there literally a hashtag? Well, kind of. No, sweetie. James Colley, thank you. Feminists need to sniff semen to fix them. Oh, God, that article. Thank you for the donation. You can't kind of have a hashtag. It exists. And people used it. And you can go look it up right now. I'm not making that part up. You can go look it up. All you got to do is go into the search feature. And yeah, you can see how many people have used it. You can sort it by last and popular and that kind of shit. And how do you don't kind of have a hashtag, dumbass? Meaningfully tracking hashtags on Twitter is a confounding chore, even for professional data scrappers I consulted. It's a very interesting rabbit hole. Pablo Morales Henry, digital archivist at Harvard University's Schlesinger Library, which maintains a collection of more than 30 million Me Too related tweets, told me. Holy shit, that's a horribly written sentence. Pablo told me he is the digital archivist at Harvard. That's how you do that, sweetie. So that you don't have to remember what the whole told me part was about in the first place because you wrote 3 fucking sentences to tell us who this guy is. Anyway, nevertheless, let's take the Ortegas challenge. As she noted, Twitter has a search function that, while hardly great, does at least crudely reflect the site's use. Crudely reflect. No, it fucking tells you who's been using it. Especially by its most popular users who are most likely to spread a hashtag far and wide. Oh, excuse me. For instance, type in hashtag Black Lives Matter or hashtag Make America Great Again for 2016, and you will get a bottomless well of references. Type in hashtag Believe All Women for 2017, when the hashtag Me Too movement took off in October, and you get several dozen references. Followed in 2018, the year of the Kavanaugh hearings, by many more. But here's the thing. I found that the hashtag is, by a wide margin, mostly used by its detractors. Okay. What about the hashtag believe women? What about that one? I'll take your word for it. Most of the hashtag believe all women were people ripping on it because it's a fucking stupid idea. I very clearly remember Patton Oswalt tweeting out himself wearing a shirt that said believe women. Do you guys remember this? It was on Twitter. It seems that hashtag believe all women first appeared on Twitter in late 2014 in 3 tweets by an Ontario midwife, a Toronto educator and lifelong learner, and Jenna and Kayla, twins from Ottawa who plan events for their spare time. So this shit is Canada's fault, you guys. Did you notice that? Toronto, Ottawa, that's them, man. Fucking Canada. Told you we should have nuked them. Combined following fewer than 4,000. Who cares? It's out there, right? Were they doing it in response to the backlash? Or was it backlash against the Me Too movement? I'm betting it's not in 2014. Then in the fall of 2015, Hillary Clinton posted a tweet to every survivor of sexual... Oh my God. I laughed so hard when I read this part because every so often I forget that she did this. To every survivor of sexual assault, you have the right to be heard. You have the right to be believed. This is what led to people asking her, excuse me, you didn't believe any of the women who accused your husband. And that's not those dirty whores. Not those bimbos. Her bimbo eruption. You guys remember that shit? Some of you probably don't. Some of you guys are young. So she had a couple of different takes on the women who charged her pervert husband of inappropriate behavior. She once said it was a bimbo. She described it as a bimbo explosion. And my favorite is when the Monica Lewinsky story broke. When this first breaks, that's when she comes out with the vast right-wing conspiracy against Bill Clinton. And I have no problem believing that there was right-wingers who didn't want him or didn't like him and wanted to get him out of office. But this part happened to be true. We know from the spinach dip stain on Monica's dress. Your husband was doing things with his dick that he wasn't supposed to be, and you didn't believe Monica. You didn't believe Monica. Now, she didn't want to come out with that tale. That was Linda Tripp who told the world about Monica sucking off your husband. But when Monica came out and went, yeah, I did that. He used to put cigars up me. You didn't believe her. You owe that woman an apology. You treated her you let people treat her like shit. Sorry, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent there because, these fucking people. Anyway, to which Juanita Broderick, who alleges that Bill Clinton raped her in 1978, responded on Twitter on January 6, 2016, Hillary tried to silence me. Conservative editor David French, who has a large Twitter following, more than 209,000, retweeted Miss Broderick at once, attaching the hashtag believe all women. You don't have to repeat it like that. Followed by 4 question marks. The breath was on the ember. Where's the hashtag believe all women crowd? Believe blah, 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 and so on. She links to a bunch of stories. For those of you just listening along and don't see, I have the story on the screen. I thought it would be a nice change of pace for you guys to be able to read it without me fucking it all up. But anyway, as happens, the canard, blown into a bonfire by the right, became accepted truth in the mainstream media. You know what? This fucking bitch, I'm sorry, whoops. This woman, Miss Sweetheart here, believe women and believe all women are functionally no different. They really aren't. Believe women, there's no asterisk on that either. There's no qualification there. It's not believe credible women. It's not believe honest women. It's just believe women. And she keeps it's the right wing did it, and then news organizations picked it up and ran with it. From NPR to the New York Times to the Globe to the Mail in Canada. Well, Canada deserves a lot because apparently they started this shit. With pronouncements characterizing hashtag believe all women as the rallying cry for the Me Too movement. Because it was. It was. The all doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And you have to be a moron to think that this article is anything other than a giant distraction from the fact that the left are being a whole bunch of fucking hypocrites here. And for the record, some of you on the right are too. Some of you are on the right. If you don't believe Blasey Ford, I really need to know why you believe Reed, because their stories aren't that much different. And again, I'm talking about the sexual assault, not the sexual harassment. I understand why you believe that. But there's a whole lot of politicizing going on here, a whole lot of politics being played. A whole lot of people need to step back and examine whether or not they actually have principles, because some of y'all motherfuckers don't seem to. Especially on the left. You motherfuckers don't seem to have no principles, which is funny because she gets into that here in a little bit. Because the right knows what hashtag Me Too movement activists do well to keep in mind: paralyzing purity. If the pluralism of the women's movement can be reduced to rigid boilerplate in the public mind, then the future of hashtag Me Too will have no more to lose from a single untruthful woman whom it's sworn to defend than from boatloads of predatory men. We got boatloads of predatory men. We call them Vikings. They just roaming the seas, waiting for one of you whammons to not be wearing your Me Too shirt so that they can come and snatch you up. Thank you, ex Bubba Hotep. If cocaine is called booger sugar, is what the old lady did on Lords of the Night called booger babies? I don't know. I don't know what that crazy bitch did. That was so nasty. For those of you who don't know, this woman, if you missed the show, she would, blow her boyfriend, save his sperm, put it in a dehydrator, chop it up finely, and sniff it like Coke. She's really disgusting. I don't know if it's a true story, but it was one of those Slate, do you have answer for me things? And there's no answer for her. She's just a nasty bitch. But to this, what this woman's saying about purity tests, she's not wrong. And this is why believe women. You don't even need the all, sweetie. I'm giving you that. We'll take out the all. Throw it away. That's why believe women is still a purity test. You're still saying we have to believe women. And as soon as you don't, especially for political reasons, which we all know this is for, you've destroyed your movement. You've shown you have no credibility. She's not wrong in what she's saying here. She's wrong in how she's presenting it. See, she's presenting it as though it's always been this way. It's the right that tied this to us. It's the right that put this purity test here. No, it's not. This is why, we already read that part. This is why hashtag believe all women is not an amplification of believe women, but it's negation. What? Bitch, that don't make no sense. It's literally the same thing. They literally mean that they are functionally the same. As Mr. Morales Henry at the Schlesinger Library told me, after several days of analyzing the use of the two hashtags, quote, it looks like hashtag believe all women, especially recently, is being used in opposition to hashtag believe women, end quote. Its use spikes on occasions when allegations are made against liberal politicians, often with companion hashtags decrying a double standard. That's all one paragraph that I just read there. It starts off with, this is why believe all women is not an amplification of believe women, but it's negation. No, it's an amplification of it. It's just mocking it at the same time. You can amplify something by mocking it. It's what comedians do all the time. It's what you cheer your late night comedians doing. It's what you cheer when you watch Bill Maher, when he says, if you were felt up by Biden back in the 90s, keep your mouth shut, you dirty slut. You know that stuff you cheer, that you should be against. But then she takes that and morphs it into, yeah, the guy from Harvard, he said that the bad people use it. The double standard purity test operates in one direction only. Excuse me. The double standard purity test operates in one direction only. I'm not going to sit here and I just told you guys, yeah, the right. Some of you guys need to check yourselves because you're being hypocrites too. And I'll give them that. But that has nothing to do with the topic at hand, sweetheart. Nothing to do at all with the topic at hand. Conservatives are unfazed by their own brazen hypocrisies. Okay, stop there. Are you admitting that this is one of your hypocrisies? Or are you just lashing out at conservatives? Because either you're making comparison about them doing the same thing you are, or what you're saying is mindless drivel. And for the record, it's mindless drivel. We know it is. That's not a game they're playing. Kellyanne Conway claiming it is, quote, pro-woman to hashtag believe, to quote, believe all women before walking back into that White House. And if you want to say Kellyanne Conway is a hypocrite for saying believe all women, is pro-woman, and then working for Donald Trump because Donald Trump has been accused by not credible people of trying to kiss them, patting him on the ass, or the crazy lady with her actual rape story. Okay, fine. Call her a fucking hypocrite. I don't care. It doesn't absolve you of your hypocrisy. This is the rodeo clown, guys. This is getting the bull's attention so the other people can get out of the fucking ring. This is a rodeo clown. Look over here. Look over here. Look what that bitch did. Nobody's calling her a hypocrite. Well, fine. Fuck it. Call her a hypocrite. But address the fucking point, bitch. Conservatives have been oddly immunized by their shamelessness. How do you fight, to quote W.B. Yeats, quote, with one who, where it proves he lies, were neither shamed in his own nor in his neighbor's eyes. I hate when people do this shit. You're I get it. You read poetry once and you remembered this because you thought it was deeply profound. It's fucking stupid. And it's really stupid to throw it into a political article to try to sound smarter than you are. But I mean, you can't stop these journalists from this crap. Thank you, Danger Spaces. For future reference, 4 a.m. your time is a perfect time of day for an Aussie co-host. So she is admitting women can lie. So we need due process. Oh, well, she gets to due process. Believe it. This is a long fucking article. We still have a little bit to go. And we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And Pat says, it's like, yeah, we're hypocrites, but look over there at that one. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying there's not hypocrites all around. Lots of people are hypocrites in some pretty blatant ways. And sweetheart, if you want to write an article about how conservatives are hypocrites, write an article about conservatives being hypocrites. That's not the subject you chose. It's not what you say. Oh my God, Jaeger pony. That is very, very, very kind of you, sir. It says your turn. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I never know what to say with donations like that other than thank you. I feel like I should dance for you, and you should see me dance. I'm a good dancer. I'm out of shape and crippled. That makes me look like I'm doing the Humpty dance. The Humpty. Anyway, we got to finish this fucking article because it's driving me insane. But Jaeger, thank you. Very, very kind. Conservatives have been oddly blah, blah, blah. Where's our poetry there? The right, being averse to principle, has long known how to turn the left's expression of principle into Achilles' heels, even when it has to make up the expression. Oh boy. Oh boy. This was the paragraph that made me go, what? What the fuck? Are you insane? Are you paying any attention at all? The right, being averse to principle. Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. Has long known how to turn the left's expression of principle into Achilles' heels. The problem here is exactly that, sweetheart. And see, even when they have to make up the expression, they didn't make up the expression. They added all to it. You still said believe women. That is still the expression of principle you gave. And you're still out there not believing women. You're not. So let's take what you say that was actually said, believe women. Let's just take your premise and run with it. Are you living up to that? Are you living up to that principle, believe women? We know the answer. We've seen the answer every day when it's not the top story in the press. Thank you, James Colley. I call bullshit that Ranting Monkey dances like wasted white chicks, not the movie. No, I dance good, man. You can't always tell I'm dancing. Sometimes it looks like I'm having a seizure. But so far, nobody's laid me down and, put something in my mouth to keep my tongue from going back into my throat. So I think it's okay. No one says pot kettle. That's the problem with this whole last part. And it's what Pat pointed out, and it's what I've mentioned. Look at them. Look at how bad they are. Not saying that she's not saying, hey, we don't do this. She hasn't said that yet. She hasn't said we haven't abandoned our principles. Through all of this, have you seen that? Not a fucking word about it. But those dirty fucking Republicans, man, they have no principles, and they know how to use our principles against us, even when it's not even our principles, man. So where does this leave feminists? Feminism has indeed believed many things about all women. Here comes some fucking stupid shit. This is more meaningless dribble. This is, look how virtuous I am that I believe these things for women. And all feminists agree with me. Oh, I'm sorry. I said all feminists, and she didn't say all feminists. So feminists agree with me. That all women are deserving of equal treatment under the law, equal pay in the workplace, reproductive health, freedom from domestic violence. And feminists have long held that all women should be believed when the all refers to all categories of women, i.e. equal regardless of race, religion, or economic status. Stop. And feminists have long held that all women should be believed when the all refers to all categories of women. The end. Again, the fucking end. You just said it. We believe all women. What are you arguing here? What is the argument? All. You just fucking said you believe all fucking women. What? I don't understand. You literally just said it. You literally just debunked your own fucking headline. Believe all women when it refers to categories of women. Okay. So you believe all women. Seriously, can anybody in the chat help me out and show me what I'm missing there? How that's any different than saying believe all women? This fucking paragraph. Are you kidding? You wrote this and had it printed? Well, I mean, it is the New York Times, so this is what Anita Hill meant when she said in a CNN town hall in 2017, quote, and until we can believe all women, Every woman's voice has value. None of us really will be seen as equal. Reader comments in full and is clear she wasn't giving equal credence to every individual woman, but equal standing to women of all races, all ages, all sizes, all backgrounds. Yeah. To believe all of them. That's what she was talking about. It's literally what she fucking said. Until we can believe all women. Uh-huh. I don't understand. Maybe I need to read more poetry so I can understand what the fuck this bitch is talking about. Good luck finding any feminists who think we should believe everything all women say. All right. Stop. There are people who make jokes about that. I've made jokes about that. But if you want to get serious, what we're really talking about here is believing women when they make charges of sexual harassment or sexual assault. That's what you're talking about. That's how it relates to Me Too. I just want to point that out because I want to read the rest of this. Good luck finding any feminist who thinks we should believe everything all women say, even what they say about sexual assault. History offers ample evidence of the horrors that can ensue when a woman or a man is believed who shouldn't be. Remember the Scottsboro boys? Okay. But where? In any of this? Let's go back to Christine Blasey Ford. When the Believe Women hashtag was out there. Not believe all, believe women. When did any of these fuckers who were putting that hashtag out there say, believe women who have evidence? Believe women who are telling the truth. Believe women who have a believable story. Fuck it. When did he even say believe women who look nice? There was none of that. No asterisk at all on believe women. So stop it. Stop it. You know what you meant. I know what you meant. We all know what you fucking meant. Since at least the late 90s, gotcha conservatism. Okay, we need to talk about this too. Oh, God. Gotcha has become the new catchphrase. It's the new thing to stop an argument. That's a gotcha question. You know what? Gotcha questions exist. They really do. But they're trying to pin this as she's an excellent example of this, and I've seen it recently more and more and more. It's a conservative thing. It's what conservatives are doing. James Colley, thank you. By poetry, do you mean getting stoned off your ass? Well, maybe that would help. Maybe I should grab some of Grandpa's medicine here, take a big swig, and this bitch would make more sense. Because right now, what she's saying makes no fucking sense. But yeah, it's those conservatives just gotcha politics. How about this? Stop saying stupid shit. Stop saying stupid shit like hashtag believe women. Hashtag I believe victims. Well, I believe victims. But if you're talking about somebody who claims to be a victim, that's a different story. I don't believe people who claim to be victims. Do you remember the chick from the Rolling Stone article? She claimed to be a victim. And I bet dollars to donuts when you read that story, Susan, you were mad as fuck. You didn't go, I don't know if we should believe her. You know what I mean? Jackie, that was her name in the story. I don't think I should believe Jackie. You know, Jackie's a lying twat. What about all of these girls that we've seen in major articles who have been, these articles come out, this woman suffered this horrible rape. And then it turns out to be something stupid like she agreed to have sex. And the next day she's like, oh man, I really shouldn't have sucked his dick. Like, she was raped. Oh my God. She thought the next day that she didn't want to do it. Gamer Valine, thank you. This article is why men avoid women by and large. It's not a bias on gender in most cases. It's that this is a walking HR case. Oh, you're not wrong, Gamer. You're not wrong at all. Let's get back to this crazy bitch. And thank you for the donation. I don't know if I've been saying thank you to everybody. Thank you. You guys are so very kind to me, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Since at least the late 90s, gotcha conservatism. Why won't my mouth say it? I just said it a minute ago. Conservatism has conservativisms. Now you guys are listening. Welcome to Hooked on Monkey Phonics. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Sometimes my mouth just doesn't want to say words. Let's see, where are we at? Their specialty has been condemning feminists for failing to live up to their dogmatist label. First, caricature feminists as a bunch of groupthink totalitarians, then accuse them of hypocrisy every time they are not in lockstep. But guess what? Feminism has never, for 5 minutes, been about lockstep. Really? Really? So is it okay to call yourself a feminist and say you don't believe women should vote? Is it okay to call yourself a feminist and say that you think a woman's place is in the home and that she should serve her husband dinner when he gets home at night and have sex whenever he wants it? I bet not. That's some gotcha stuff, isn't it? Isn't it? This is what happens. You don't use words like never, bitch. You know what? Let me help you out. When you're trying to dissuade people from believing that you are a crazy authoritarian cunt, stay away from words like never and always. Anything that's anything that is, that definitive, leave those alone. Because there are things feminists are in lockstep about. And if you don't go with the crowd, ooh, you're one of the bad ones. You're a heretic. You're a blasphemer. You're an evil sinner. How dare you suck his dick when you really didn't want to, just because you're married and you thought it'd be a nice thing to do for him, even though you really didn't want to. How dare you make him a steak? He worked all day, but so did you. You were doing house chores. That's the same thing as him going out to work in the fucking oil fields every fucking day. I'm sorry, I can't even do this faking it. You're a fucking idiot, lady. You really are. You guys do your lockstep stuff, so stop it. If anything, we tend to be at each other's throats more often than we're marching in ranks. Yeah, because of your fucking purity tests. That's what leads to it. And that's on subjects from comparable worth to women in combat, to pornography, to #MeToo, where feminists, blah, 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 blah. That's not hypocrisy, that's integrity. No, it's not. No, it's not. And especially in this case. All right, we're done with this stupid fucking article. If you guys want the link, I'll throw it into chat. You can read the little bit I didn't. And you can read the parts that I read poorly correctly. I will never stop watching and always catch you live to randomly donate. Love you, Monk. Love you back, God of Cheese. It's nice to see you, man. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you've been well, bud. Hope the COVID hasn't hit you and that everything's going well for you. So here's the problem. And this is where they're doing their biggest distraction. This is where they're doing their biggest bait and switch with the whole Biden thing. The question is not whether or not Biden did it. It's not. That's the question for conservatives. That's their question. See, there was two different things that happened in the Blasey Ford and then sorry, I heard a ding and I wanted to check and make sure streaming. Sorry, there's two different things that happened in Blasey Ford and then with Tara Reade. You had the Republicans, conservatives, largely saying they don't believe the woman in Blasey Ford. And you had liberals, Democrats saying, we believe the woman. And now we have Tara Reade, and they switch sides. And those are important things. It's a question of whether or not he did it for the Republicans because they didn't believe Blasey Ford because she didn't have enough evidence. Reade doesn't have much evidence. She has her word. Everything that you have, no matter whether you're talking about her divorce paper, whether you're talking about her mom calling Larry King, all of it is just her word against his. I told somebody is not evidence. Now, it can be admissible in court cases, But that is not hard evidence. That's not, here's a picture of it happening. Here's video of it happening. Here's Tom who saw it happen, you know? It's my word against yours. So if Joe Biden would have went around back in 1993 and went, I never touched this bitch, and told everybody, I never touched this bitch, would that be evidence he never touched her? Actually, wouldn't that make it look more guilty? if you're running around, I never touched this bitch when nobody's accused you of touching her, that's a little bit, but still, that's not evidence. To be fair, it's more evidence than Blasey Ford had. It's the same evidence as Blasey Ford had, except it proves that she told people at the time. That's it. That's all it proves. And again, that's not evidence. Now, if she told the police, that's evidence. If she actually had filed the sexual harassment complaint against him with the Senate office, that would have been evidence. But her telling her friend when she got home, that's not evidence. Here, look, you can see his finger marks. Anyway, the question for Republicans is, do you believe he actually did it? The question for liberals, for the people who are on Blasey Ford's side, is, do you believe her? Do you believe her? And if not, why not? Because as was just pointed out, she does have a little bit more evidence than Blasey Ford had. Blasey Ford's evidence was I told a friend, and I told my counselor years and years and years later. That's it. She claimed that she had evidence from people who were at the party. None of them remember it. She does not remember getting there. She doesn't remember going home. She doesn't remember what she was wearing. Things that you would think might stick in her mind when somebody tried to do something horrible to her. Like, I got on my bike and rode the fuck away. No, she remembers running into the street, and then her memory stops. She has no memory of this. At least Tara Reade, we know she knew Biden because she fucking worked for him. We know she told people at that time because there's a trail. She right there has more evidence than Blasey Ford does. So the question for liberals is, if you believed Ford, why don't you believe Reade? And again, there are people out there who are like, look, I believe her. I'm still voting for Joe. You're a sick, twisted fuck, but at least I believe you have principles. It's fucked up how you abandon them or twist them so that you can still vote for a man that you should be picketing, for fuck's sake. But at least you're holding on to the I believe women part. At least that is a stated principle that you held on to. But bringing down the man who did it, suddenly your principles go out the fucking window. So the question for the left is not do you believe, it's not even do you believe Joe Biden. The question is, do you believe her? And if you do, why do you support him? And if you don't, that's the bigger question. You don't believe her. Why not? That's not a gotcha. That's a paying attention and going, wait, excuse me, I have questions because this looks like blatant fucking hypocrisy. And this woman tried to hedge it all on the word all. Like, look, hashtag not all. I actually looked this woman up because I was actually going to tweet that at her, but I couldn't find a Twitter for her. I was going to tweet hashtag not all. I like you a lot, Monkey, but you're protesting too much. Protesting what, D-Quaid? Which part do you think I'm protesting too much? It's not a gotcha. It's blatant hypocrisy. And if you don't think it's blatant hypocrisy, and I'm not talking to you, D-Quaid, man, because I don't know which part you're talking about here. But if you don't think it's hypocrisy, you need to explain why. You need to explain what the difference is. Nectar of the gods, guys. Sorry about that. Has to be done. Drink's getting low. I'm tired of this shit. I really am. I'm tired of. Look, it's the dirty Republicans who did it. They're the ones who made this believe all women. We never said that. The fuck You didn't. The fuck you didn't. Collaboration. Can you be more specific? I'm not sure what you're upset with. And I don't mean upset like fuck monkey. I mean what you disagree with. I I just think that this has gone on long enough. It's gone on long enough. This is blatant hypocrisy, and to sit there and try this, like I said, it is a rodeo clown. It is a bait and switch. It is a. This might be happening, but look over here. Look over here. This is what's important. He took chloroquine. You can't compare Ford with Reed. Yeah, you can. They're very similar cases. Gamer Valine, thank you. They're actually bringing up check fraud, a real easy charge if a business delays processing the check. One of the few charges that lean more guilty until proven innocent. They're actually bringing up check fraud. Against Reed? Is this the whole business thing where she worked with the charity? I'm confused. We said it, but we didn't mean it, at least not for our side. Yeah, Faithless. That's basically what it comes down to. And again, the author's not wrong. This is why purity tests are such a bad idea. And it's why the Democrats have been having so many problems lately, because they do run on purity tests where Republicans tend, at least for the moment, to be a little more open. Like, you can be a pro-choice Republican. They'll disagree with you on abortion. They'll be like, all right, but you agree with us on everything else? Cool, come on into the tent. You could be pick a subject, and you can be that and a Republican. Now, there are a couple of caveats to that. You can't be a communist, because they'll be like, fuck you. We got a helicopter for you right over here. But for the most part, you can disagree with some major platforms they have and still be a Republican. Try that in the Democrat Party. Fuck no, man. They will string your ass up. Yeah, he's a traitor to the cause. He's upsetting great Chairman Mao. Tara had a check bounce. It was a late payment of money into her account, something like that. Nothing malicious by the sound of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw, I didn't know that story, but we did see the one about the business, or the, what was it, a horse farm? A horse rescue or some shit like that? Like, she stole from us. Okay. Let's say she did. Let's say, for argument's sake, she did. Let's say she maliciously bounced that check. So, that doesn't change whether or not she got fingered, man. Maybe she started lying and cheating in her life because she was damaged by what Joe did to her. You ever think about that, shitbags? Not you guys, but, the people who are saying this shit. It could go to character. She's a liar. Okay. It could go to character that she's been horribly damaged by an old man ramming his fingers up her cooter in the middle of the fucking Senate. And then slowly being pushed out of her job. And if you do believe her story, him shaking his wet finger at her. Now, I'm making up the wet part, but that's just how I picture it. Shaking his wet finger at her. Maybe that's what did it. Malia, thank you. A longtime listener. Finally lost my donation virginity. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for the donation. And thank you so much for listening and watching the show, because I love you guys. I love everybody who watches the show. Even when we get in arguments and stuff, I still love you guys. You guys support me, and that's awesome. I should be supported because I'm fat and I need people to lift me up. I have a very sturdy chair. Oh, God. I make myself laugh over the stupidest shit. Anyhow, I didn't mean to go on so much on this, but it's insane to me, because the press has been. I don't blame this lady. I really don't. And I don't even really blame feminists. I do think they're hypocritical, and I am wondering why they're not out there causing the stink that would make the press watch more. But the biggest problem here is our press. Thank you, Dragon Mage, who says, have heard about AOC refusing to pay $2,000 in taxes for a failed business venture. Yeah. It's actually $1,000, and then it's like what, 1,500 or something like that, and the rest is fees because she hasn't paid it. It was for a business that she started to have people write stories that put the Bronx in a positive light. That absolutely failed, and the city shut down because it absolutely failed, and she owes taxes on it. The horse farm thing was a Krasenstein story I sent you. You were not happy. Yeah, just because it was the Krasensteins, but I remembered the story. Biden shoved his fingers up her. No, allegedly. I still don't believe that part. In all fairness, I do not believe that part. I believe the other part. I believe that he, because the other part's not that salacious. Am I the only one who thinks that? These are the charges. He touched her shoulder. He ran his finger down her neck, and he wanted her to serve drinks because he believed she had at a party, not just like to him, but to serve drinks at a party because he thought she had nice legs. Is that salacious? Am I the only one who thinks that that's like so minor that what she should have went is stop that, please. I don't like that. Stop it. Can you please not do that? I don't like that. Don't touch. I have a don't touch me policy. It's work, for fuck's sake. I hear those. I'm like, I don't care that he did that. You shouldn't do that, but it's not like getting pinned against a wall and digitized. Anyhow, my sleep schedule's so fucked up, you guys. The only reason I did this is because I knew if I didn't do this right now, there wouldn't be a show till about 2:00 in the afternoon. And even for me, that's kind of pushing it sometimes. I'm like, should I even call this monkey in the morning? I still do if it's the first one of the day, but it feels a little weird. So it's like, you know what? Let's just do it tonight. Yeah, D-Quaid, man. I use the term digitized because YouTube seemed to have a problem with the F word. So I changed it. I made it cleaner. I made it family friendly. He digitized her, allegedly. Are you saying you want people to run their finger down your neck and compliment your legs? That's weird. No, I'm not saying I want people to do that. I'm just saying I don't think that's I don't think that should end a man's career. I think you go, stop it, and you're done. Stop it. As for complimenting my legs, actually, I've got a lot of compliments on my legs. I have very nice legs, and I like getting complimented on them. Thank you. Nobody's allowed to touch my neck except my wife because my neck is highly sensitive, and that'll give me a boner. So you don't touch my neck unless you want to give me a boner. And since the only one who's allowed to play with my boner is me and my wife, we're the only two people allowed to touch my neck. That's more information than you needed, but you asked the question, so there you go. Make it MIMM monkey in my morning. Yeah. We'll talk in a second. Miles Kinslow, thank you. Hey, Monkey, heard about the ACLU suing Betsy DeVos for Title IX reforms for due process. Such bastards. Hope they all have horrible bowel movements. I agree with you. We talked about that the other night, and I tweeted the ACLU. I asked them that given their stance on Title IX, if they were going to come out in favor of Tara Reade, because the rules for Title IX should mean that Tara Reade is allowed to tell her story. Biden is not allowed to object in any fucking way, and he's just guilty. And so if they're supporting that standard, they really should come out and support Tara Reade. They didn't get back to me. I'm shocked, especially because I was being a smartass about it. But seriously, it's a perfectly valid point. Why would you support this stuff, which leads to that kind of kangaroo bullshit? It's literally a kangaroo court they've set up in these colleges where men have their lives ruined and don't really get a chance to even defend themselves. Betsy DeVos said, look, if you're going to keep this crap, then you have to make due process. You have to give them the right to face their accuser. Frankly, none of it should be done in college. It shouldn't be in college at all. If you want to talk about the sexual harassment part of it, okay, maybe that should be college bound. Be like, dude, leave the bitch alone. But especially if you're talking about sexual assault, that doesn't belong in college administration at all. If a college administrator's told a woman was raped, they need to call the police. And the police and the prosecutor and the judge and the judicial system should be what decides that, not a fucking kangaroo college court. So some bitch can carry around a mattress claiming she was raped when she clearly wasn't and get all kinds of press and write a book. Fuck that bitch. I disagree with you at times, but I still like you, so fuck it. Exactly, D. Quaid. Look, everybody disagrees. You should, I've said this before, if you watch people and you agree with everything they say, you need to check yourself. Now, it is possible. It is entirely possible that you agree with somebody completely, but it's not likely. So at that point, you need to be evaluating yourself constantly anyway. You really should be challenging your own beliefs constantly. That doesn't mean give up your beliefs. That doesn't mean to go Hunter Avalone on the shit. Sorry, Hunter, if you're out there. I'm just making a fuck with you. I haven't had a chance to talk with him or see his latest stuff, but you don't have to abandon everything, but you really should. It's like, I agree with everything. I don't mean one video or even a week, but if you watch somebody for a month and they say they're on the air daily like I am, and you agree with everything I say, you probably need to step away from me for a minute and go watch something else that challenges the shit I say. Like how much you were wrong about Star Wars. I'm not wrong about Star Wars. I saw it before you were born, so stop it. It's a bald potato, I believe, is older than me, so it's just funny to say that. Monkey, at times you're a dog-faced pony soldier. Thank you for that. But I wanted to get back. What was that Faithless had said? Oh, about Monkey in the Morning. This show actually had several titles. It didn't start as Monkey in the Morning, but there was one. I had Monkey, like Late Night Monkey or Monkey After Dark or something like that. And then the next time I did it, it was in the daytime. So I was like, Monkey in the Morning. And I switched back and forth a couple of times. And then it started to actually become a thing. I'm like, no, I have to have a brand name for it. So if people want to look for it, it's easy to find. That's why it got called Monkey in the Morning. I figured, look, 2:00 in the morning is still in the morning. Fuck it. That gives me a wide berth. And with the way my sleeping patterns were at the time, it worked out. I agree with most, but we openly disagree. And you told me I'm not allowed to talk. If I tell you you're not allowed to talk and you follow my order, you are doing this show wrong. So very wrong. Nobody listens to me. How dare you? You're gonna make that man a good wife. Anyhow. I would say pretty sure. Oh, don't know where you can say jogger Pete as long as you don't hard R. I don't know what we're talking about on that one. Gamerly says, am I still talking? You seem to be. I still owe you a guest appearance. Oh, Pete, I was thinking about that the other day. Is he still here? Did he leave? Okay, because I saw somebody said bye to him. Pete, if you're still here, if you're still listening, yeah, we need to get together again. What is this? This is Tuesday, right? So we have the whole week ahead of us. If you can do it sometime this week, let me know, and I'll have you back on, bud. No, I was thinking about that, not yesterday, but the day before. And then I forgot because that's me. And then you mentioned it, like, oh shit, yeah, I meant to talk to you about that. Because that was like what, a month and a half ago? That was quite a while ago. Jogger is the new N-word. What? Oh, Peter left. Pete, it's weird that you call yourself Pete now, because you used to be the real Peter, is what we called you. And no, guys, that wasn't us calling him a real dick. Hey, we had two Peters that were watching the show at the time, and there was a wonderful moment where Pete kept not getting his question asked on the question time, and I happened to see it, and I'm like, Scribe, Peter's not getting his question asked. And so we sat there and waited for like 10 minutes for Pete to ask a question when he didn't have one at that time. It was just fun. There's a DM for you after the stream. Oh, I'll check it out. Sent you that articles on joggers this morning. Did you DM it to me, gamer? Look, guys, if you DM me stuff, it's not guaranteed I'll see it, but it gives you a better chance. Either in one of the hashtags or a DM to me is the easier way for me to see it, because I get a lot of stuff sent to me, and that's not me. I'm so popular. No, it's not that. I also end up because I tweet a lot. I tweet a lot, and when you do, your feed tends to just get filled to fuck, and the important stuff will get pushed down because they want to tell you somebody liked something. Like, just put those all together in one goddamn tweet, and let the new stuff also stay up there. I don't need to see every time somebody likes something. It's annoying. If I could turn off seeing how, I don't want to turn off likes because I do like likes, but if I could turn off seeing who liked my stuff in my Twitter feed, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because that's why I miss stuff from you guys. Excuse me, it really is. It's not because that's not me being, what's the word I'm looking for? Forgetful. It's not me being aloof. I'm not aloof to you guys. Do I seem aloof? I hope not. I'm a down-to-earth monkey. I'm not one of those ones who stays up in the top of the tree only talking to other monkeys who can get to the top of the tree. I don't care about the fucking tree. I'm afraid of heights. But no, if you guys send me something on Twitter, tag me in it, and I don't respond or I don't like it or something, it's because I didn't see it, because my fucking feed was filled with people with a like. And it's not like I get a lot of likes. It's just, if you get 10 likes on each tweet, which is about what I get, and you tweet 20 times a day, that's a long fucking list on your fucking feed. And then if any discussion breaks out, holy fuck, you're not going to see shit for a day and a half. White supremacists have a disgusting new code for the N-word after Ahmaud Arbery's death. Extremists are celebrating Arbery's killing in the worst place on the internet and turn his assailants into white supremacist folk heroes. White supremacists have a new code for the N-word. It's jogger. Oh, fuck off. For those of you who don't know, that this is from 4chan, for fuck's sake. Nut says, so don't like your tweets? No, I told you I like getting likes. I just wish I could turn it off so I don't have to see every time somebody likes it, because it fills up my feed and makes it hard to read shit. I like that you guys like my stuff. Thanks 4chan for trolling in. Yeah, no shit. But good. Maybe it'll make jogging as dumb as it sounds. I'm going to go for a run. Shut up. I'm going to go for a sit and watch TV. I just don't. I am a lazy bastard, you guys. I was even before I was crippled. Cripple has actually turned out to be pretty good for me because I am a lazy fuck. I want to know when I want you to know when I like it. No, God damn it. I understand. And I like the, how about Twitter just find a way so that it only tells me, or that it keeps one little thing there of what was liked. Every time somebody likes it, it stays in one fucking box. How about that? That would be great. You guys got some engineers over there that should be able to figure that shit out. Just throwing that out there. Oh God. Shit. Yeah, I want to talk about this. What? Whoa. Who are we talking? Oh, that's about Nancy Pelosi. Okay. I want to talk about this other thing from the United Nations, you guys. One of the most worthless groups on the planet has a Twitter account. I didn't even realize the UN had a fucking Twitter account. Did you guys know that? They tweeted this out. What you say matters. That is true. I got into a couple of arguments over this, and we're going to talk about it because, well, that's what I do. I talk about shit. Michael, thank you so much. Sorry I'm so late, monkey. Look at all these joggers. Oh, stop it. You're going to get us in trouble. Thank you for the donation. Help create a more equal world by using gender-neutral language if you're unsure about somebody's gender or are referring to a group. And then they link to unwomen.org/EN. Hashtag gender equality via @UN_women. And then they give us a list of words that we should no longer use and what their substitutes are. Let's bring this up. Do, 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 do. Here they are, you guys. This is what you should be saying. Instead of mankind, it's humankind. Instead of chairman, it's chair. Congressman becomes legislator. Businessman becomes representative, which again, I pointed this out on Lords of Night. In the U.S., representative is a member of Congress. Instead of policeman, it's police officer. Instead of landlord, it's owner. Boyfriend or girlfriend is partner. Salesman is salesperson. Manpower is workforce. Maiden name is family name. Fireman is firefighter. Husband/wife is spouse. I put this on the screen so you guys can see. I didn't make this shit up. This stupid shit is real. And the stupid shit is real. You can't change things by rewording them. Not in this manner. Not in this manner. Changing the word itself, if it doesn't change the underlying thing, is meaningless as fuck. Now, in these cases, it's, if you want to use those words, I don't give a fuck. Go out there and say stupid shit. Go for it. You're not going to change the world with it. You're not going to bring gender equality because of it. They didn't finally start letting women drive with a chaperone as long as they're only going a few miles. Otherwise, they get beat or whatever it is in Saudi Arabia because they started calling them police persons. Because that'd be fucking retarded. It's okay for words to change. They happen naturally. But when you force it, like we've been doing so often in my lifetime, unfortunately, it's a little bit ridiculous. And we've gone past the point of ridiculousness now. You can't say mankind. Did you hear what the beginning? I'm going to go back to that tweet in a second, but let me get this donation. Thank you, Evolved Potato. When the UN stops supporting and protecting child rapists and slave traffickers, then they can have an opinion. Oh yeah, don't. Now you be nice. Just because they let people on the Security Council and the ethics. Oh God, the UN is such a clusterfuck. It really is. But anyway, I want to go back. To help create a more equal world, use gender-neutral language if you're unsure about somebody's gender or are referring to a group. And for some reason, you need to change mankind to humankind, which, by the way, just adds an HU. Take off the HU of humankind, and it's mankind. What about person kind or people kind? Isn't that what that stupid motherfucker Justin Trudeau said? Isn't it amazing how he got away with not just blackface, but admitting he'd done blackface like 100 times or whatever it was? Yeah, by the way, you're going to find lots of pictures of me dressing as a Negro because I do it all the time for fun. I had shoe polish on just before this interview. Got away with it. They're like, oh, all right. And they just let him go. Didn't you fuckers reelect him after that? It's just fucking funny. No, man is already gender non-specific used in that way. Exactly, Faithless. When man is used in that way, it's not men, it's humanity. Humanity. Man, you dumb fuckers. I hate people. I do. This is unnecessary, stupid shit. This is unnecessary, stupid shit. Look, guys, if you want to help the women's out, what you got to do is use the right language around them because there's these really fragile fucking eggs that if you say the wrong thing, they'll never be able to become a fire person. If you say fireman, then they will never get that job. But women started getting that job when it was called fireman. But yeah, shit. Yeah, the only reason we don't have more female CEOs is because we call it businessman instead of representative. That's fucking retarded. Fucking retarded. I'm gonna get in trouble for hate speech again because I said retarded, huh? I'm not giving up retarded. I'm sorry. I don't care what they say. They can beat me with a cane every Friday night if I say retard throughout the week. And I'm still going to say it because fuck you. Some stuff is just retarded. And that's not an insult to retarded people. They are retarded. It's saying you are acting like them and they have an excuse. What's yours? Have you discussed the NFL? What about it? I haven't seen any NFL news. I haven't been paying attention to the NFL. I watched, I didn't watch, but I paid attention to the draft a little bit. My Chargers. Oh boy, did they have a great fucking draft, you stupid shits. Deval Potato again, thank you so much. I'm not talking about the member countries. I'm talking about people who work for them and have been protected from laws, so they're basically immune from punishment. Fuck the UN. They have no real power without the US, and they think they do. Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah. They've had a few problems with that, haven't they? They're over there to help with the warlords and, yeah, raping and pillaging and, yeah. Anyhow, sports is dead. Not necessarily. I think sports will always be with us. We enjoy competition. We like watching gladiators. And that's basically what sports is. No matter what it is, you're watching a gladiator sport. It's people trying to prove they're the best of the best. Just as not always with a sword against a lion or whatever the fuck. Who is the Chargers QB? Oh, I forget who it is. I saw. They picked up a QB in the draft. They traded up retardedly. They traded up to pick up a quarterback. And I forget his name. All I can remember is that somebody on Twitter said it's Ryan Leaf 2.0. I'm like, fuck. He has the potential to be either really, really great or just shit. Football is homoerotica. How dare you, Faithless? I have gay hair, so it's okay. I can still watch it. This discussing having drafting incentives for hiring black coaches. What? I remember when the whole we need black head coaches thing came up. And I'm not against black head coaches. By all means, have black head coaches. Tony Dungy was awesome, man. But you don't need black coaches anymore. It's like we need to have equal representation to there's only like 2% and the country is like 12%. You guys don't say that shit when you talk about the players who are majority black. You don't go, we got to fire a whole bunch of you motherfuckers because we need more whites, Asians, and Mexicans in here. It's stupid. You should be hiring the best people. And that is there some racism? I don't know. I don't run the teams. They don't seem to mind hiring the black guy to run the ball, to get down there and win the champion, or to throw the ball. Patrick Mahomes, man. The whole team seems to love that man. He has got an infectious personality, doesn't? Have you guys watched him at all? P-Dog Knight, thank you. Read the logo on that UN piece. I think it's in the lower right. UN women. Yeah, it was in the hashtag too, or the it says generation equality via UN women up in the tweet itself. Yeah. Did you see the new letter Trump sent to the WHO? I did not. I haven't. They are talking. Oh, excuse me. This is way past my bedtime these days, guys. They're not talking about the lack of Asian running backs, right? They're not talking about the lack of any other representation, just black head coaches. Again, I'm not against black coaches. By all means, if they're the best of the best, put them in there. And there've been some good black coaches. But it shouldn't be hot. We got to hire a black head coach. It shouldn't. This whole idea of representation. It's not. Look, blacks make up 12% of the population, and they only make up 5% of this business here. You guys only do that when it's it's very much like women with we're not represented, and it's always they want to be in boardrooms. It's never there. I'm not represented in the sanitation industry. They never want actual representation, and they shouldn't. We shouldn't be doing it that way. We shouldn't be looking at the population and going, we should give out jobs based on the number of people of this color in the country. And once we hit this mark, we got to stop because, sorry, there's only 12 or 13 or 14% of you in the country. You know why? Because it's fucking retarded. Excuse me. There should be 50% women cleaning out shit. No, Dangerous Spaces. In the U.S., it should be 51%. Thank you. Good night, kids. Don't get banned, monkey. Have a good night, gamer. This one's going to get a yellow circle because feminism is in the title. It's in the tag. So I'll get in trouble, but not that much. Oh, God. I'm so sorry, guys. So very sorry. This is what happens when monkeys fucking sleep. Man, so yesterday I go to sleep and I slept for 3 hours. 3 fucking hours. And I was wide awake. I'm like, shit. And so I took a nap because I had to, man. I was fucking drained. I was sitting there trying to play Fallout and I didn't even know where the fuck I was. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm staring at a screen. And so I turned that off and told Lady Mike, like, I need a nap. So I went and laid down. And it was another 3 hours. But that's wearing off real quick. Oh my God. I gotta like jump up and get working. I'm doing some chair aerobics. This is gonna hurt later. Chair aerobics, you guys. Keep my heart pounding. Get woke up. I need to get woke, y'all. I like that people are getting mad about people joking about being woke. Being woke is not a joke, you guys. Like, yeah, it is. It really is. It's fucking retarded. It's a way of saying I'm better than you. It's more elitist bullshit. I don't like elitist people. I really don't. I'm a equal access kind of guy. So whether it's video games or politics, I don't like elitist people. You can go fuck yourselves. I'll hang out with the lepers and the prostitutes. I'm not saying I'm Jesus. I'm just saying, I'm kind of messiah-like. I don't know. What is it? Messianic? I'm a messiah for myself. No, I just prefer people who don't take themselves that fucking seriously. Woke is no joke. Social Justice with Dr. Seuss. I think that could be a good book, actually. If somebody made a woke is no messianic. That's what I thought. I was close. Monkey is a savior. I've been told that. I have a savior complex. Anyway, no, I don't want to joke about that because people get upset and they cry at night. Yeah, if you made a woke is joke, an actual Dr. Seussian book, you could sell it pretty well. You really could. You'd have to get it out there somehow. But you hit the right Paul Joseph Watson or somebody retweeting it, you'd sell a ton of them. Do you guys like PJ or Paul PJ? PJW? Sorry. Fuck that PJW shit. You're PJ. Stop it. If you're going to use your whole fucking name. Do you find it pretentious when people use their middle name? Because I do a little bit. I'm Paul Joseph Watson. Shut up, Paul. You don't make your friends call you Paul Joseph. Stop it. Your name is Paul. Dangerous Mage says, or Dragon Mage, Dangerous Mage. I just promoted you. Dragon Mage says, I watch him. Small doses of PJ. I like Paul. I think that a lot of the stuff he does is good, but I also think he hangs around Alex Jones too much. I go by my middle name. It's my first name no one uses. I know people who are like that, sure. But you don't make them say both names. If you make people say, it's why I don't like this whole Blasey Ford. Fuck you. Pick one. You don't get two names. You get one. Fuck you. Stop being so greedy. He has great videos criticizing pop culture and modern. Yeah, he does. I like a lot of Paul's stuff. But again, sometimes he goes a little bit too far. If I hear first and middle name, I'm in trouble. Oh, yeah. Very few people use my middle name. And actually, since I was 14, one person uses my middle name. My mom, when I was in real trouble, she dropped the whole name, and not Frank. She would use the whole Francis and then drop my middle name as well. And that's when I was like, ah, shit. The only other time that's happened is actually my mother-in-law. Nobody else does it because I'm big and scary. I go by a shorter version of my first name. Yeah, see, that's normal. If you're calling yourself your whole name, Paul Joseph Watson, shut up. You're Paul Johnson. Or Paul Johnson. I've renamed him now. He's Paul Watson. That's his name. There's a few people that I watch like that I'm not like huge fans of, but they do good content sometimes. And every so often, like, oh, swing and a miss. Christine Blasey Ford, full name because she was an assassin attempting to murder a man's career. Fair enough, Faithless. I always call her Miss Ford, and I saw in that article we just read, they called her Blasey. Is that how you're supposed to say it if you don't use the whole thing? Would it be just Blasey? I'm going to say Ford because I can spell it. It's just easier. I used to have to look at my ID to spell my middle name. I still remember when I learned to spell my whole name. I was very proud of myself, especially when I learned the middle name too, because they're both quite long. Francis has a lot of letters in it. But it made it very easy to spell San Francisco as I was growing up anytime I had to use that. We're winding down here, guys. So yeah, I'm just chatting with you guys. I don't care about any other stories right now. I need to wind down. I have 5 words. What? I have 5 words in my full name. If I heard the 5th, I knew I was going to sit right for. Oh, I wasn't going to sit right for a week. I had a friend in high school. He had 4 for. Well, his first and middle name combined, there were 4. 5 is impressive, man. Yeah, he told me his full name one time. I'm like, does your mom hate you? And apparently it's a family thing. He's Puerto Rican. Apparently they do that. The worst one is when people's first and last names are both a first name, such as Christopher Lloyd. That doesn't bother me as much unless I'm just, fucking with somebody. It's a cheap joke to go to. Like, shut up. You got 2 first names. Shut up. Pick one. No, I just don't like when people get all pretentious. Paul Joseph Watson. Any of you guys watch Razorfist video today? I really like that one. I've had many arguments with people over intellectual property and whether or not it should actually exist. And Disney has kind of fucked that all up. They really have. Because I believe in intellectual property. I believe that I agree with Razorfist when he said, like, if I wrote something and I wanted to pass that down to my children and they get the rights to it, I should be allowed to do that. You can do that with anything else. You can do that with a clock that you own. You can do it with your car, a gun. You can pass it down and it's theirs and they own it. But you can't do that with intellectual property. It's kind of fucking stupid. Once it goes out of the family, fine, put a clock on it and it can become public domain. But until then, I mean, this is something you made. And he did a really, really good video on it, explaining it. And I was like, it's nice to hear somebody who fucking agrees with me once in a while. I know. It's not that not many people agree with me. It's just I have a problem of having to argue with idiots. I have to. It's a compulsion. I have a friend who chose his confirmation name, so it will be Jerk. Wow, nice. Yeah, I really liked Razorfist video today, and it's one that he did. He wasn't as funny as he usually tries to be, and he's done a lot of short videos lately. They're like 8 minutes or less, and they're great and they're funny. He's a really talented guy when it comes to the wordsmithing. He really does. He's like a hairband Dennis Miller, and I like it. I love it. It's funny. But I really, really enjoyed this one because this was a longer, more thoughtful one. And it's as somebody who produces content, IP means something to me. My monkey is trademarked. That's I own my monkey legally. that I did that before I ever got onto YouTube because I love my monkey. And it's like, if I'm going to have it around, you hear the new argument for justifying COVID deaths, like how it's damaging your heart and lungs. No. Justifying the stats, I say. Oh, no. I understood what you meant, but no, I haven't. I'm not surprised. Every little thing they find with COVID is suddenly the new biggest thing ever. The children thing, which does need to be looked into, where there's these kids who are coming up with, oh shit, what's the name of that disease? It's on the tip of my tongue. Fuck. I want to say Wagner's, but that's not it. It's shit. Anyway, it's a disease that mimics this really horrible disease, and it's hit like 100 and some kids in the United States, and like 100 or so over in Europe. They're like, this must be COVID, even though a lot of the kids who are having it don't show any signs of COVID, don't have any. They test negative every time. Kawasaki, thank you, Lesser Logic. God damn it. You know why I got fucked up on that one? Because I watched too much Dr. House. And they throw out all these diseases all the time. Yeah, that's why I know what Kawasaki's is from watching House. But anyway, you have this disease that's something is affecting these kids. And you know what? Maybe it is COVID. But when you have several of the kids who are not showing up with COVID, they're not testing positive for it. Maybe it's something else. And maybe that's something you should be looking into instead of automatically blaming everything on COVID. Okay. Could it be COVID? Yes. Do all the kids have it? No. Shit. We need to look at something else. Maybe there's something else going on there. This is a problem with COVID. This is my problem with global warming. This is my problem with so many things where they just get hooked on something and decide they know. We know. You can't question it. What if there's another answer? What if there's another answer and you're missing it because you're too goddamn blinded by your own fucking ideology, by your dogmatic religious bullshit? And in this case, I'm not talking about fucking Christians or Jews or Muslims. I'm talking about people who generally claim to be atheists who act more fanatical than any fucking religious fanatic I've seen. Maybe there's another answer. Shit's not fitting the mold that you're trying to put it into, but you keep shoving it in there, man. Maybe it's something else. And maybe you should do society a favor and actually fucking look when you claim you're a scientist, you dickbags. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about the 2-hour mark. I am tired and I need to go to sleep. So thank you so very much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for the donations. I really, really do appreciate those. It is Tuesday night. We are going to be on Scribe Lights channel at 9 p.m. Eastern time for Lords of the Night. I have an idea for my game channel, but I don't know when I'll be able to start that. So don't count on that tonight or tomorrow. But don't be surprised if it happens. As always, follow me on Twitter. Links are below so you know when I go live. Because YouTube is a bunch of dick bags who don't like to tell you guys. For some reason, they want you watching other shit besides YouTube. I don't know why. Seems a bad business model to me, but what do I know? I'm not Susan. We could be one though, Susan. You and me, baby. Enough money. Bring it on. I don't know what Lady Monkey's price is, but I'll ask her. We could be one. A little, you know what I'm talking about. You know. Just spiritually, not sexually, baby. Just spiritually. You and me, one, connected. And you can look at my pretty dick. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Thank you so much for coming by. I'll see you next time. This is the end of the